Hello everyone. So in the last few videos we have seen how to find forces in our truss members using method of joints. In this video we will see how to find the member forces using method of sections. Okay, so here we will be dealing. So my name is Vivek Kumar Mishra. I am a structural analysis teacher. The chapter which is currently running is analysis of truss, and we will deal with method of sections today. Okay, so let's start. Method of sections. Okay, so when do we use method of sections? Well, I have taught earlier that we use method of sections when only few members are asked in when only few member forces are asked in questions. Okay, then we will use method of sections. Okay, so if I give an statement when method of sections is used, the statement would be method of sections is preferred when only forces in few members are asked. Okay, I am mentioning one thing. Please go on writing with the short notes that I am dictating on this screen. Okay, it will be helpful for you in future when you will get to revise the things. It will be helpful. Okay, so let's deal with an example. If we are given with a truss member like this, these are the supports. Okay, and these are the members of the truss which are arranged in this manner. Okay, suppose this is point E and this is point F. Here will be a load, and if there is a load and it is the question expects you to find the forces in members in this member EF. Okay, if you are going to find force in this member EF, so what do we do? If we are going to use method of joints, then first we will have to consider this joint, then this joint, and this joint, and we will go on finding members individually. That would take time and that would be a very lengthy process, so the method of joints is not suitable here. So instead we will use method of sections. How to use method of sections? Okay, so there are a few steps to use method of sections. Okay, so first of all, step 1 says that cut the section so that it passes through it passes through maximum 3 unknown member forces. Please write down this step 1. What does step 1 says? Step 1 says that cut the section so that it passes through maximum 3 unknown member forces. I'll make you clear with an example. We had taken the example of a truss like this. So the step 1 says that we should cut the member so that it passes through 1, 2 and 3, third member. Okay, so it should pass with only 3 members in which the forces are unknown. Okay, let's solve this example. it would be more beneficial for understanding. Let us assume this one is the truss. Okay, this one is the supports, and these are the members. Suppose we are expected to find forces in E and F, this member. A load of suppose 10 kilonewton is acting over here, and 10 kilonewton is acting over here. Find forces in member EF. Okay, so what is the force in member EF? So what was step 1? Step 1 was we need to cut the section in which the force is to be determined, and it should the cut section should not pass through more than 3 members. Okay, why more than 3 members? Because we have only 3 equilibrium conditions with us: summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0, and moment at any point equal to 0. We have only these 3 equilibrium conditions. So if the cut section passes through more than 3 members, then we won't have any other fourth equilibrium condition. So it is mandatory to cut the section with 3 member forces. Okay, so let's solve this question. So if we cut the section through this point, then we are left with two parts of the frame. One is the upper part and the another is the lower part. We can deal with any of the parts we can take. Okay, so we can consider any of the upper part or lower part for the free body diagram and then analyze the truss. Suppose we take the upper part, then the part should look like this. Okay, and if we take the lower part, then the lower free body diagram of the lower part should look like this. Okay, so what is the problem with the lower part is that if we deal with the lower part, then we will have to find the support reactions. Okay, we can move either that way or we can consider the upper part and move accordingly. Okay, so let us consider the upper part as a free body diagram. So if we draw the free body diagram of the upper part, then it looks like this. Here 10 kilonewton is acting, here also 10 kilonewton is acting. This one is the second, and we have cut the section along this part. Okay, so let's consider the member forces are along this line and here along this line. We have to determine the member forces in this one. F in, this is the E point and here it was F point, so F in EF. Suppose this is F1, this is F2. We have to determine force in member EF. Okay, so and it was like this. Okay, so if we go on through method of sections, we have equilibrium conditions of summation fx equal to 0. So if we look at the whole picture, then applying summation fx equal to 0 in this, and this angle was given as 45 degrees. Okay, consider it as 45 degrees, and looking at the whole structure, we have summation fx equal to 0. So what are the forces acting in x direction? It is 10 kilonewton forces acting in x direction, and if this F1 is acting downward and F2 is acting downward, which is in y direction. And if we consider this force in EF, then it has two components, one in x direction along this direction and another is along this direction. So if we consider the equilibrium forces in x direction, we will take only component in x direction. So the forces in x direction are 10 and this FEF plus What is the x component? X component is FEF cos 45 degrees. This is the equilibrium condition. Okay, is it clear? So we can easily determine FEF equal to minus 10 by cos 45 degrees. Okay, is it clear? What was the equation? Equation was summation fx equal to 0 and x component was along x, it was 10 kilonewton. This is FEF. So it was 10 kilonewton plus 10 kilonewton plus FEF cos 45 equal to 0. So what is FEF? It is actually minus 10 by cos 45, that is minus 10 by cos 45 is 1 by root 2. This root 2 comes over here in the upper part. So FEF equal to minus of 10 root 2 kilo Newton. Okay, what is the significance of this minus sign? It has already been mentioned in the earlier video that it is a compressive in nature. So that's why in that manner we deal with method of sections. Okay.